Walgreens said it would slash prices immediately on 13
Alright.
ranging from gummy
Let's get back to the ship.
Squishmallows. It joins
In Starship Titanic.
That have recently announced sweet
We
at
are
the summer. The discounts are happening not because
doing it.
retailers feel bad for us, because consumers who have
Again?
been so resilient during the spike in inflation
You seem to be getting a little bit better at it.
people aren't spending as much.
At least I hope I am.
Anymore. So in response, companies are slashing
And
to keep them from dropping off completely.
let's see how this goes.
Including the head of Starbucks, Walmart, and Home Depot have observed that people are becoming
So,
more price conscious and choosy.
Let me
Walmart says
see.
higher income shoppers looking to save money have led to stronger
Hey,
sales in recent
good
quarters.
morning.
And earlier this
It's
month, it expanded its
Thursday morning.
nearly 7,000 grocery
And
items.
the jury is out.
The cheapest groceries went from
They're getting ready to decide
19 to 48%
with
last month, while the share for the most expensive
the
groceries
one
went from
chips and
22%
pets
to 9% over the same
is
time,
guilty or not.
according to Adobe.
They
We're focusing more on bargains, particularly online.
they have three
Retailers
choices.
get customers back in their stores.
One, they find him guilty.
Like this, check out Morning Brew.
Two, they have a hung jury, meaning one or more of the jurors cannot decide whether he's guilty.
And you can listen to Morning Brew Daily on YouTube.
And three, he gets acquitted
A top executive at
and
McDonald's
told
is
bye-bye.
saying
Sorry about the
that
mess.
the fast food chain's prices have more than doubled during President
So,
Trump's administration. The truth, according to the president of McDonald's,
we'll see.
is that the average
We'll
price
see.
of menu items is up about 40.
My money is on
2019.
guilty.
The president released an open letter response
Guilty.
to a social media post by the House GOP that blamed
But,
Biden
yeah.
for rising fast food prices. He said he wanted to
That's
make
my
sure
opinion.
that the real facts are available
Anyway.
to McDonald's customers.
Let's go to the game screen
A lot of people have a sweet tooth, but even
and start the game.
sweets, they may still be consuming a lot more sugar than they actually realize.
Where is it? Here it is.
Consume no more than 50 grams of added sugar per day, but
Starship Titanic.
to 1/3 of a pound of sugar daily, more than 3 times the
Da, da,
recommended
da,
amount.
da.
A lot of it is hidden in plain
Da,
sight.
da, da, da.
Earlier this morning, we spoke with a registered dietitian,
Alright,
nutritionist,
let me see.
Jermaine Jones, at the Not So Sweet Truth.
We got that. We got that. We need the lemons, which we get here. But we need that green fuse to fix that button.
What exactly does it do to our body?
So,
Well, too much sugar is too many.
we shall go this way. And then over here.
So before we know it, then that means we're increasing our caloric intake.
And call the accelerator.
Which can
And we're going to go
illnesses
to
like type 2 diabetes, heart
the
disease,
restaurant.
maybe even certain cancers. So yes, we have to be mindful of how much sugar we're
Ah.
consuming.
No fiddling about,
And we need to
please.
reduce our risk
No
of
fiddling about,
particular-
please. Fiddle all about,
Yeah.
fiddle about, fiddle all about, fiddle about.
The first class restaurant.
The first class restaurant.
Please exit other side. This is very confusing, I know.
Yeah,
Mind the door.
mind the door. We need the key for here. Okay? Appears to be locked. It appears to be locked, but is it? Is it locked? Is it locked?
I must say Shodam is looking more exquisite than I can muster words to express tonight. The music I must apologize for, it is a distress to me. Shodam, that table is occupied by Monsieur Scraliontis.
Mr. Coyotes.
The table, c'est occupé!
C'est occupé.
Excuse me, Shodam, that table is busy. If you attempt to derange our esteemed client, I will fight you!
Will fight me? Good, let's fight.
And now I will fight you.
Okay.
Take that, that, and that! And this also! Aha! I have the advantage of you, I think.
I thought I had his arm. Did I have his arm?
Have a care, Sir Dame, for I fight very, very dirty. I spit and fart and soil myself.
So when you think about this, you look at these numbers here. How can you
Yeah, there you go.
I guess using something like this when
I got your bomb.
simple, they get all that.
Fortillian Titania's auto reset. Okay.
Right? That's the first place you want to start.
A hit, a very palpable hit.
You want to scan the ingredients list.
You will die here, here on my very own hearthrug.
That's really good.
Zoons, that smarts. Oh, be gentle with me. Aha! Now I have you. Never trust a fighting waiter in his prime. Submit, submit. Ah, you prodded me on my Achilles buttock. This you must not do. It pains me very much.
Ah, your Achilles buttocks.
And also some vegetables contain natural sugar.
Ah, you prodded me on my Achilles buttocks. It pains me very much.
You must not prod me on my Achilles buttock. It is very on fire that I cannot wiggle it away.
Me.
Do not prod my Achilles buttock. Touché. You must not prod me on my Achilles buttock. It is very on fire that I cannot wiggle it away. If you will prod my Achilles buttock, you will compel me to give up. Enfin, enough! You win the day. I submit the towel. I throw in the ghost, my white flag and lofts. I yield to your superior bottom prodding strategies. So, I invite you to join Monsieur Scraliontis at his table. Bon appétit.
Monsieur Koyotaol at his table. Okay.
I used to think all doctors were the same. Then I switched.
That's,
You do not arouse me. You are boring to me now. Excuse me, now I prefer to hum.
Holding the key. A super absorbent Kydd. Ah, just what I was looking for.
Upgrade Health, we specialize in caring for older adults like you, with a focus on keeping you healthy.
They cut through the dark.
Call today. Zion, correctly.
Your people get to know me too. Listening.
The
This
key.
guy takes all the notes, so my doctor is all eyes on me. And I never rush out.
Can I prod your Achilles
Sit down.
buttocks?
You do not arouse me. You are boring to me now. Excuse me, now I prefer to hum. You do not arouse me. You are boring to me now. Excuse me, now I prefer to hum. You do not arouse me. You are boring to me now. Excuse me, now I prefer to hum. That table is busy, Sir Dame. That table also is busy.
You get all this, but no extra calls. And you can gather all your medical records.
Okay, we got a key here. How do I use it?
And you can keep
How do I use the key?
At Oak Street Health, we specialize in caring for older adults like
That's
you.
how I use the
Call
key.
800-967-2177
Ah.
to schedule a visit and see why we are the only primary care providers to carry the AARP name. Oak
A
Street
phonograph cylinder. Where's the other one?
Is all we do. Our firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10
I got
years.
two.
Since that time, thousands with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them against those responsible. We have local offices throughout the U.S. Mesothelioma really is all we do, and there is no risk to you. Let
I got
us
three
put a
now.
plan in place for you and your family. All now.
Call us at
Do I put all three in there?
8645 or go to bestolaw.com.
Scripps News on the scene takes you to wherever the latest news is breaking. And the tip is the news you can use. It must be Scripps News. The race.
No?
Tonight at 6/5 Central.
Huh.
Only on Scripps News.
Setback to a comeback. Three-time Olympic champion gymnast Gabby Douglas has ended her bid.
But I tried attaching that, it didn't go.
Ankle injury. A rep for Douglas confirmed the injury after she withdrew from this week's Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championship in Texas. Douglas had just returned to the sport last month, hoping to represent the U.S. in the Paris Olympics. She hasn't competed since the 2016 Games in Rio de Janeiro, but she says this isn't the end. In an interview with ESPN, Douglas says she's hoping to train for the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. A new study concludes that empathy is not innate, but rather is taught by mothers. Researchers found that when mothers are empathetic to their children, the children are more likely to show empathy to their friends, and those children are more likely to grow up to be supportive of their own children. Researchers say mother empathy is most impactful about 13 years old. The study is based on a study of 184 people over 2 decades.
No fiddling about, please.
Fiddle all about, fiddle about, fiddle all about, fiddle about,
doing whatever they need to do to
fiddle,
make court appearance. Sometimes defendants also need to remember why.
The top of the well.
The top of the well.
Please exit other side. This is very confusing, I know. Mind the door.
We gotta go this way.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something.
We gotta go this way.
This is the driving my license.
We'll go this way. We'll go this way. And this way.
Just driving.
And then this way.
He didn't have a license.
Alright.
Okay, so you catch what's going on here? This guy doesn't have a license.
879.
And he was driving while
878.
so keep that in mind. You shouldn't be doing that. You probably shouldn't show.
877.
That's exactly what happened. This is
876.
this month, and the judge could not hide the show.
875.
You could see, yes, he's been on the wheel.
874. 873. 872. 871. 870. 869. 868. 867. 866. 865. 864. 863. 862. 861. 860. 859. 858. 857. 856. 855. 854. 853. 852. 851. 850. 849.
How about 8?
848. 847. 846.
Titania.
845.
Titania.
844. 843. 842.
There's no H and no P.
841. 840. 839.
Douglas A.
838. 837. 836. I don't like being touched. Look! No means no! Got it? Look! No means no! Got it? Look! No means no! Got it? Recommencing countdown. Now, 1,999. 998. 997.
Why do I have to do
996. 995. 994. 993.
Put the
992.
molding Titania's
991.
990,
Uh,
989, 988,
I
987,
gotta get him to release it.
986,
Didn't release this one.
985, 984,
Absorbent.
983,
Super absorbent.
982, 981, 980, 979, 978, 977, 976, 975,
Both eyes.
974, 973, 972, 971, 970, 969, 968, 967, 966, 965, 964, 963, 962, 961, 960, 959, 958, 957, 956, 955, 954, 953, 952, 951. Look! No means no! Got it? Look! No means no! Got it? Recommencing countdown. Now, 1,000. 999. 998. 997.
Had to be this one.
996.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks for joining
Got
us
you.
on the scene. I'm Chris Stewart for the next 3 hours.
Let's see if all this works.
To be around the world live. Here's what
And I can get me my limoon.
on the scene in New York once again. Jury deliberations.
Need the
continuing
limoon.
at this hour in the case facing former President Donald Trump. Also, right now, Colorado
I need me a
Springs,
lemon.
bottom left of your screen, the Air Force Academy commencement where Vice President Harris will be giving a speech. We're also on the scene, continue to be on the scene in Iceland. At that volcano continuing to erupt. This is the 5th time this volcano has erupted since the beginning of last year. Let's get to it on the scene in New York. Day 2 of jury deliberations today. Custodian fraud trial facing former President Trump. Members of the jury did have some clarification questions this morning. They wanted to hear the instructions again. Judge Weinbergson also explained how the law addresses the concept of an accomplice, specifically former fixer Michael Cohen. Let's get to Jay Gruber joining us live on the scene outside the courthouse in New York. And Jay, what can you tell us is happening right now? Well, I can tell you based on what you said there about
There we go. What we got here? Now what? That looks like something. How do I get it? Okay, now what? Okay, I need to get it. I thought I was supposed to get lemons here. Here. What am I missing here? Do not touch the plants. Making me a stick. A stick? No? God damn it, what am I gonna do?
BellBot to the Arboretum.
Greetings, biped. Now just hold it right there, okay? I may be your servant, but I'm not your servant. All right?
Piece of crap.
Yeah, we got some of that stuff on board. You ought to check out the Arboretum, man.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, we got some of that stuff on board. You ought to check out the Arboretum, man. Yeah, we got some of that stuff on board. You ought to check out the Arboretum, man.
I am at the Arboretum.
Yeah, we got some of that stuff on board. You ought to check out the Arboretum, man.
That looks like a part for Titania. I need to get in the Arboretum. How do I get past this?
And again, that's a tacit acknowledgement right there. That there is no whole time the Democrats can do. They can rant and rave that these justices should step aside. But again, without power in Congress, in Washington, without enough votes to pass any sort of Supreme Court bill of ethics, votes to expand the court, or even impeach a member of the Supreme Court for alleged wrongdoing, there is no whole time the Democrats can do other than wag their finger and say, but then they believe that what Justice Alito is doing and his decision to not recuse himself is wrong. Congressional correspondent Dana Reed for us live in Washington. Nate, thank you. And as we have break, I want to go live on the scene again in Iceland. Take a look at these pictures we have coming in of this volcano that is erupting on the southern coast of Iceland. This is the same volcano that was evacuated from one of its previous eruptions. Since December of last year, we continue to monitor this. Look at these pictures.
I'm super observant.
LiveScriptNews.com and on these social media platforms, X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Threads for back to 3 minutes. At Consumer Cellular, we pride ourselves.
We got it on spring. Oh. Yeah, spring, right? Yeah, spring. Maybe I gotta change the weather, man. It'll affect something else. Selva Palaz.
And now, we even have watches.
We do.
No matter what device you choose, you'll be happy to know that if your data needs change,
No problem.
with our SmartFlex feature, you don't have to sweat it. Like say you're on a road trip out west and end up using a bunch of data. We can simply
No fatuous remarks, please.
No fatuous remarks?
Right back down with no penalty, so you only pay for what you actually
What's a
need.
fatuous remark?
Cellular, you get the exact same nationwide coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost.
I know what you're thinking. What if I don't have one of these amazing stores in my town yet? Can I get these phones sent to me?
Yes, you can.
Well, our award-winning customer service helped me switch over, or I'd like $15 to make my own family plan.
Of course they will.
Is it easy?
No looking around or shrugging, please.
Easy as pie.
See that tower out there? It's a beauty. And there's
The top of the well.
working hard for me and you, supplying 5G coverage to this.
Mind how you go. That's an order.
That's why we offer a risk-free guarantee.
DoorBot needed urgently.
Sir, madam, or other, Fentible at your service.
And for a limited time,
new customers get their second month free.
Now, if you're interested in wildlife, you mustn't leave the ship without visiting the Arboretum.
He knows what she's talking about. Pick up the phone.
I can't get along with my mom.
Sure, it's nothing. I'm sure she's...
I'm sorry, but I just don't understand why you want to bring that up now.
So I can get a lemon.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what happened?
I look forward to our next meeting.
She's gonna be life alert somehow.
Life Alert saves a life every 11 minutes with one simple touch of a button. Life Alert sends help immediately. Whether it's to report a phone, a medical emergency, or an intruder, Life Alert sends first responders fast. For information
Unhand me, you person! Stop it! I'm standing on that, even alone! You are an incredibly rude person! I'll peck you! I'll screech! I'll behave abominably! You think you've seen Abominable, but you haven't! You wait till I do Abominable! Squawk! Unhand me, you... Look, I told you about that! That's my perch, and I'm standing on it! You go away! Go away! You want to perch on something? Perch on... Unhand me, you...
30 companies on the Dow Jones Index had on top of their earnings report. That is...
That's right! Don't listen to me! You think you can just ignore me because I'm a parrot? Well, remember, whatever goes around comes back! Goes around! Goes about! Oh, what do I mean? On second thoughts, perhaps you were right to ignore me!
And as these deliberations continue, we want to get some insight into what may be happening inside that jury room. Let's bring a jury consultant. Robert Lefkow is the founder and owner of Strike for the Cause Jury Consulting. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. We've seen the jury send multiple questions to the judge. What does that tell you about how things are going in that room?
So one of the things that everyone wants to do when you're sweating the verdict, and that's what this is called, sweating the verdict. And we're very familiar with it in our business, waiting for a jury to come out. We want to know what's going on. We can't know for sure. So you're looking for any kind of clues at all to try to make some kind of sense or get some kind of insight into it. And one of the only things that you can find are notes that are sent out. And reading notes is very much like reading tea leaves. And what I mean...
I said don't fiddle with that! You wouldn't just ignore my advice if I was a half-masked weaver, would you? You wouldn't, I know you wouldn't.
Back in the jury room, they're arguing for different positions. And someone...
I said don't fiddle with that! You wouldn't just ignore my advice if I was an olive peach-faced lovebird, would you? No, you wouldn't.
Parts of the testimony to be...
I said don't fiddle with that! You wouldn't just ignore my advice if I was a golden-breasted wax beetle, would you?
At times, however, a note coming out saying, listen, we'd like some clarification on something, or we'd like to have us read back. It's just genuine curiosity. Like, they just don't know what did that person say.
One thing I noticed, though, is when they were given...
I said don't fiddle with that! You wouldn't just ignore my advice if I was an olive peach-faced lovebird, would you?
The judge has to have one of the stenographers read through the testimony. They can't have the questions printed out on paper.
This is sort of an unusual thing for New York. With regard to testimony, that's true everywhere. With regard to testimony, you do have to have the stenographer read it back. And I think part of that, instead of giving that printed to them, is sort of to emphasize some testimony over other testimony. And all the testimony is important, right? Now, with regard to their instructions and the rules that they follow, and other
Won't do you any good. Won't do me any. That's right. Don't listen to me. You think you can just ignore me because I'm a parrot? Well, remember, whatever goes around comes back. I mean, goes around. I mean, goes about. I mean, oh, what do I mean? On second thoughts, perhaps you were right to ignore me.
Well, I would say that we're going to have to wait a little bit for a verdict, just because everyone understands how important it is. And, you know, you'll have verdicts in less substantial cases. And so I think everyone back in that jury room understands how important their decision is. And
I said don't fiddle with that! You wouldn't just ignore my advice if I was a golden-breasted wax bill, would you? You wouldn't. You wouldn't. I know you wouldn't.
Just go back in the jury room like the workers and say, okay, well, let's just do a straw poll and find out where everybody is. Well, everybody says guilty, and let's write that on a verdict form and send it back. Or
I said don't fiddle with that! You wouldn't just ignore my advice if I was an olive peach-faced lovebird, would you? No, you wouldn't.
One person on that jury that is a true believer, and what I mean by that is people are doing studies that are talking about conservatives, and there are different categories. There are ones that they essentially call tribal conservatives, and then there's sort of the traditional business George Bush conservative. And so if you have someone who is highly ideological, then you could be in there for a long time, because what they found is that if you give more facts to someone who is ideological and facts that are contrary to their opinion, that even if they were like dead wrong on something, they become more entrenched in their original position.
Well, what rule is in place if you have a juror who's after this trial says
I said don't fiddle with that! You wouldn't just ignore my advice if I was a plush-crested jay, would you? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. I know you wouldn't.
Well, the reality is that there's really no control, almost no control over what goes on back in the jury room, because that is a secret process, and so you want, you want the jurors to be able to deliberate freely, and I'm not saying that someone is saying I'm intentionally violating the rules or whatever the law is, or what the facts are. What I'm saying is that there's something called confirmation bias, and what that means is that if you have facts that run contrary to what you believe, then you implicitly reject those facts, or add a whole cloth, make up other facts. Like, it's not that you're saying I intentionally and violently rules. You really can't see.
Unhand me, you person! Stop it! I shall screech! I shall screech! Screech! No, screech!
The UN Security Council is addressing ongoing foreign and humanitarian concerns in Syria.
Not fast enough! Score!
And you can see the Vice President in Colorado Springs, Colorado at the commencement ceremony.
Unhand me, you!
Continuing in Iceland. And as we have to break, the reminder that we always want to hear from you. Call that number as our scripts use your hotline 133 for scripts. You can share your comments, your story ideas with us anytime. We're back in 3 minutes.
I said don't fiddle with that! You wouldn't just ignore my advice if I was a golden-breasted wax bill, would you?
I'm trying to argue with Ted Coons from Real Players. He's here to talk about how to make district placement more affordable. Well, from Friday, don't have to do good district placement first, windows first. Change the style. For example, you can do lighting window instead of a case. We have a lot of ways to make window projects. Compared to other window companies, you have a completely different build. Yeah, is there's just too many people involved in the process. There's the manufacturer, the seller, and then the installer, and then the customer. And if you call them, that's when they say, oh, we're the manufacturer. You have to call the installer. Or vice versa. Or the whole service is basically the division of Anderson. With us, there's no passing. I renew by Anderson. We sell, build, install, and warrant our windows and patio doors. So if there's ever an issue, we take full responsibility. You want to make yourself up. It doesn't matter if it's a $200 window, $1,200 window. It just don't last. And if you continue to use, there's a much better. Windows, fibrous, and composite material. 9 years of haircut. And it's much more durable. Fibrous, low maintenance like iron, strong and fine. And it's beautiful like wood, but doesn't require any upkeep. Before May 31st, buy one window, add your door for entry door, and get the next one 40% off. That's 40% off with a minimum purchase of 4. Plus, save an extra $200 on your entire purchase with no money down, no monthly payments, and no interest. 1 year. And it's May 31st for a free appointment with Randy. Call 1-800-0202.
DoorBot needed urgently.
Might I suggest you defuse the bomb before it goes off? I think a visit to the sculpture chamber is long overdue.
That's where we are.
That's all well and good, but you ought really to be making better use of your time on board.
That's just sell points.
Goodbye.
DoorBot needed urgently.
What a delight to see you once again. This is perhaps the least important room on board. I wouldn't trouble yourself with it.
I'm sorry, do I know you?
DoorBot needed urgently.
Are you getting anywhere with that bomb, or are you just going to pretend it doesn't exist?
Just pretend. What is it with this thing?
Vice President Parrot speaking at the Air Force Academy. I want to thank you for joining us for this half hour on the scene. I'm Chris Stewart from the audience with your local programming is next. If you're staying with us,
If you don't defuse that bomb soon, you're going to blow us all up.
Being rather familiar, aren't you?
Okay, these correspond to the bots. That's the elevator. That's the DoorBot. Which one is this one?
It's why my team created the Kids Guide to the election. Get it at freeelectionbundle.com. That's freeelectionbundle.com.
Attention everyone on both Medicare and Medicaid.
could be adding money back to you. Every month, certain beneficiaries qualify for specific benefits on income verification.
What you got? If I can't suck it or blow it, don't show it.
Lower Medicare costs like premium and
I guess that's not any of these belong to him.
You can call the number. Licensed insurance agent. Just call 800-601-7955 now.
This could be
You
him.
could be adding me to your Social Security check every month if you qualify. Certain beneficiaries qualify for specific benefits. Vacation. You may also qualify to enroll in other plans or programs like Medicare Advantage, Medicare Health Program, Call to eligibility. The call and benefits review are free with no obligation to enroll. Just call 800-601-7955 now. That's 800-601-7955. Attention everyone on both Medicare and Medicaid. Did you know you could be adding money back to your Social Security check every month? Certain beneficiaries qualify for specific benefits based on income verification. Get a free Medicare benefits review and see if you qualify. Just call 800-601-7955 now. This program helps lower Medicare costs like premiums, deductibles, and co-insurance. Call the number on your screen and speak to a licensed insurance agent. Just call 800-601-7955 now. Getting money back to your Social Security check every month if you qualify. Certain beneficiaries qualify for specific benefits based on income verification. Call to check your eligibility. The call and benefits review are free with no obligation to enroll. Just call 800-601-7955 now. That's 800-601-7955.
This, that, other thing. Other. This. That. This, that, other. Funny thing.
Well, Cleese, thanks for joining us here. I'm Chris Stewart. It's good to be with you. Here's a lot of somebody right now during deliberations. Former President Donald Trump trial. We're also keeping a close eye on the UN Security Council. We're expecting the department briefing. Also, Trump did some bring the Dow down more than 333 points right now. The S&P and that doing, as we speak. The corridor on Gaza's border with Egypt. The move is designed to shut down about 20 tunnels used by Hamas to smuggle miles in the north. More soldiers, other Gaza City, the neighborhood attacks. Their community remains limited, scoping. International correspondent Sarah Post now seen in Tel Aviv. The significance of this advancement.
Stage in the war, the deepest southern city of the IDS plane. This is an area where the last day or so it has planned rocket launches tunnels. Significant. It's about a 6-mile stretch narrow in between and Gaza. It is supposed to be demilitarized.
No stupid grinning, please.
It's putting a lot of pressure on the relationship between and Egypt, especially given that Camp David Accords is
the music room. Please exit other side. This is very confusing, I know. Goodbye.
So certainly it's causing a lot of concern in Cairo. But the Egyptians very, very worried that this incursion, this deepening of this operation in Rafah, could see thousands of internally displaced down in the south, potentially the border into Egypt, causing major security here from the president after urging the international community to ensure that this displacement of Palestinians over the security of and equity is expected to continue globally.
Political front proposed
really isn't a chat that is the majority for dissolving the Knesset, given that Prime Minister is the Good Party and coalition. They have 64 seats in the Knesset, which is made up of 100. There is a majority there. We also need to remember that if this is rejected, it cannot be brought in another 6 months. Now, I need to look at the timing of Benny Gantz offered this external issue. Benjamin Netanyahu saying that he would next month is 6-point plan to end the war in Britain.
But this one doesn't do anything.
A new poll showing that 3 months ago, the elections were to be held today.
So it means this one we gotta record. And the way we record it.
The first time since October. So certainly
gotta go this way.
Timing of Benny Gantz, but really showing with Israel.
Okay, this one is that. This one is that. This one is that. No.
Any official communication, I can tell you that they see this going of UNRWA, its workers, and its facilities that we have seen.
You're sure still
Why can't I control this?
received anything because the Israeli press is quoting a letter that was supposedly sent on Tuesday.
Well, I mean, maybe check with the Israeli Post. I mean, as of had been
Thanks, Dave. A question about Martin.
As I know, that on Tuesday he will be here in the flesh at this desk with any question you may have. And Deji.
Official from the UN go to meet across the street with those protesting against the tribute to about the statement given by the general today. Tribute that President Raisi led Iran in time for the country and globally. The Secretary General has not been hesitant to add his own context and background to conflicts, as we saw in the aftermath of October 7th. President Raisi led Iran to funded terrorism in Lebanon, in Gaza, in Yemen, in Russia.
Daily briefing that's underway. I want to go to the scene that we're following now. This is what's going on outside of the courthouse in Manhattan, where former President Trump's criminal hush money trial is underway. The jury's deliberating. Looks like PD officers involved. You can there has been somewhat of a pressure outside of the courthouse. Obviously, tons of members of the media there as well. We're continuing to
I'll tell you the same thing. Patients, getting on Dexcom G7 is one of the easiest ways to take better control of your and help protect yourself from health problems it can cause.
This won't wear sends my glucose into my phone or my receiver. Just a glance, I can see if I'm going high, low, steady. I can quickly get my glucose under control. Check my patients. My A1C is down 5.8.
The most work. Dexcom G7 has Dexcom G7 can improve your glucose control, which helps prevent longer, healthier life. Call now to receive a free discussion guide for your next doctor visit.
Over 13 million Americans were affected by identity theft. And the threats go way beyond just credit card fraud. To loans, transfer home titles, and even someone got my social security number. And was used for information is exposed, online shopping, for banking, even for data breaches. No, there's a new victim of identity theft. Seconds. Only LifeLock alerts you to the widest volume of threats all in one place.
I clicked, that's not me, and LifeLock took it from there.
If you become a victim, press the word to fix the issue. All LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 million protection package, including reimbursement for stolen funds.
I don't do with LifeLock forever.
It only takes just minutes. Call now or go online and use promo code 25 to save 25% on your first year. Enroll now.
Welcome back on the scene. This is a live look outside the courthouse where the former president is inside as the jury's deliberating in his criminal hush money trial. You can see police get involved just a short time ago. It appears from what we can see through these live pictures, you have President Trump, as well as those who are critical of former President Trump, both using their First Amendment rights there outside of the courthouse. Plenty of members of the media as well. As we've seen over the past more than 4 weeks of testimony, there's been a lot of activity in many ways outside of this courthouse with this trial playing on inside. Seems that things are peaceful at this point. We'll continue to monitor this. We also have crews there continuing to monitor the situation outside the courthouse as well as inside of the courtroom as those jury deliberations continue on. It's one of several stories that we are following today. Let's get over to Carolyn Bruck, live in our newsroom, with some stories that have to
do with mortgage lender in the United States now offering a new program for first-time home buyers, trying to make things, I guess, a little less tough. The program will allow people to buy a home without paying money down. Up to $15,000 will be a second mortgage. The program's only open to buyers who earn at or below 80% of their median income. Senate Democrats are calling on the Justice Department to investigate price fixing. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, 22 Democrats, sent a letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland. They claim alleged price fixing by national executive officials led to higher consumer energy costs. Now, the letter after federal Regulators accuse the founder of a Texas-based oil producer of attempting to conspire with OPEC. National officials say Iran's network is now in police custody. The international law team arrested young Investigators say he created a botnet using a network of malware computers. Now, according to the Justice Department, Wang used that botnet to hack into more than 19 million devices across almost 200 countries. More than 600,000 of those devices work in the United States. Officials say Wang made at least $99 million by selling access to that botnet to criminals. Boeing is attempting another launch of its first human-crewed mission to the International Space Station. The company's Starliner spacecraft is scheduled to lift off Saturday afternoon from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The astronauts on board can spend about a week in space if all goes well. This flight could receive NASA approval for the routine trip to the space station. We know you want to go on a celebratory flight out of space. Would you do it?
Transportation that we're talking about, whether it's that little submarine, now we're talking about space. I wouldn't. You?
No. Yes, I know the submarine, but I'm not about to the ocean. That's not me. Space? Yes, 100%.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see the opportunity for that.
Yeah.
All right. That's enough for a lot of reasons. Thank you. Let's go back on the scene now. The New Yorkers, the UN, daily briefing. Let's go next.
To the conflict in Ukraine, in which every way they can to see an end to the conflict in line with General Assembly resolutions and the territorial integrity of Ukraine. Okay, I'm going to step out. Then I really need to get our guests. Very quick, did you mention that ambulance of the red pressure that the two people that had yesterday in Gaza? When did I bring it up? I'm asking, did I say that thing? Did you really listen to what I said? Yeah. I mean, you mentioned it, right? None of us need to be paying attention. I did not mention it before. I'm going to go to the next.
All right, that's the UN holding its daily briefing. We'll continue to keep an eye on that. But as we head to break, I want to go on the scene now to Detroit, where pro-Palestinian protesters have gathered outside a detention center. Police raided a Wayne State University encampment today. Some of the protesters were arrested, and then you're seeing some other protesters there outside of the facility where they were brought. We're going to continue to monitor this. We'll be right back.
Money matters. Whether you're to retire or just relax. From the stock market to the job market to the farmer's market. This is business news for all.
Is to taking the Main Street and Wall Street, diving into how the big money stories of the day impact you at home.
Main and Wall. Today at 4:03 Central. Only on Scripps News. The freshest man. The freshest man.
At Consumer Cellular, we pride ourselves in getting you the exact same nationwide coverage as the leading carriers. But don't worry, we've got a lot more than that going for us. Like this beautiful store in Arizona, for example. It's the perfect place for me to tell you a little bit more about our phones and how they can become your phones. You name it, we've got the gun. We have the top smartphones from all the major companies. State-of-the-art cameras you want with space-age metal housing, we got them. If you want a smartphone with lots of bells and whistles but won't break the bank, we got that too. We got like the average phone. For someone that doesn't need all that function or just wants something simple. And now, we even have watches.
We do.
No matter what device you choose,
We have to know that if your data needs change, no problem.
with our Smart Flex feature, you don't have to sweat it. Like say you're on a road trip out west and end up using a bunch of data. You simply flex up to the next data tier for as little as $5. Then, when you get home, you can flex right back down with no penalty, so you only pay for what you actually need.
With Consumer Cellular, you get the exact same nationwide coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost.
I know what you're thinking. What
What if I don't have one of these amazing stores in my town yet? Can I get these phones sent to me?
Yes, you can.
Will our award-winning customer service help me switch over? Or I'd like $15 to make my own family plan.
Of course they will.
Is it easy?
Easy as pie.
See that tower out there? It's a beauty. 100,000 four-legged comforting arm for me and you. It's providing 5G coverage for this beautiful nation of ours. We know how important coverage is. That's why we offer a risk-free guarantee. If you're not satisfied within 30 days of activation, you can pay nothing.
Oh, look. And for a limited time, new customers get their second month free. Call 1-800-485-8390 to find a good target or visit consumercellular.com to switch today.
She knows what she's talking about. Pick up the phone.
Details and modern functionality. For the indoor enthusiast. Check in with
What we're watching right now, former President Trump's criminal hush money trial live out there outside the courtroom. Jury deliberations continuing underway. The UN holding its daily briefing. And also that's a live look at the U.S. Air Force Academy commencement ceremony where the Vice President just spoke to us today.
Megan Elizabeth Dumont.
David Miguel Cobb.
Alexis Marie Try. Helen Chow Agee. Joseph Russell Kinnerson.
Savannah Lee Champagne.
Sandra Helen Beisch.
Tom Michael Andress.
Erin Irina Williams.
Michael Fitzgerald Fang.
Daniel.
And you're watching the Air Force Academy commencement ceremony, Colorado Springs, Colorado. The Vice President just spoke a short time ago. Those cadets now going to be commissioned officers in the United States Air Force, also the Space Force, and they'll serve on active duty for 5 years after graduation. You see the Vice President there today. It is typical that the President, the Vice President, Secretary of Defense will rotate through going into different service academies each year. You might remember President Biden last weekend was at West Point for the U.S. Military Academy's commencement ceremony, standing, shaking the hands of each cadet who graduated, very proud moment for their families as they entered the service. Well, let's head to National Harbor, Maryland right now, because tonight is the final round of competition at the Scripps National Spelling Bee. By the end of today, we will have a new reigning champion. This competition, you're probably there with us as it started. We had 245 spellers from every state, even other countries, and now we are down to the final 8. National correspondent Maya Rodriguez has been following this along from the very beginning as well. She's live on the scene in National Harbor, Maryland. And Maya, tell us about these final contenders.
You know, the space spellers are incredible. They've been dealing with this pressure with such amazing grace, and they've spent, if not months, years getting ready to do this tonight. But again, we have an elite group that's going to be taking the stage. They have been preparing for this moment all their lives. With a nationwide audience of millions of people, these young spellers are stepping up to the mic for this trophy.
It's always so thrilling to watch the kids competing up there. This year we have a really experienced group.
Lori Butler is Executive Director of the Scripps National Spelling Bee and the former income tenant herself.
Folks about your experience here. I remember us really just being on that stage, the anticipation of what's my word this week? Am I going to know it? Am I going to be able to figure it out? And just like feel this excitement to get up there and try to tackle a word. And the
reached the final round. For some of them, it's their second time at the Bee, but their first as a finalist. Bringing much emotion.
Honestly, it's really tough. I was not expecting to be here, and also really grateful that I made it this far. I was a speller last year, and I missed my writing for the yeah, that's like, because if you're nervous, you really can't think well.
And as they get ready for the final round, Bee Director Laurel Lefkow offers this bit of guidance.
Just to take it all in, to take in the fact that you're on this huge stage in front of a national audience of millions who are showing up to see you compete and succeed, and that knowing that you can have that kind of platform at such a young age, that's going to take you so far.
Which, for these scholars, is just getting stronger. So one more thing to note about this group of finalists, for number 8, it's considered kind of a small field for the Bee. The Bee usually tries to have between 10 to 12 spellers in the finals, but, they can't really plan for this. Things happen. You have these rounds that go on, and sometimes you get more spellers knocked out than they were expecting, and it's kind of what happened this time around. So we're getting tonight, Chris, the Elite 8, as they're calling them here.
Yeah, it's incredible they've made it this far. And I know we spoke about this the other day, but for people who have been following along, because in the beginning they had like a study sheet with some words, right, Maya? And then now they just have to be prepared for whatever comes their way.
That is true. When you talk to these kids, they're telling you, this is what I did to get to this point in the Bee. But tonight, all bets are off. And there is something they do say out here. They say you're not really competing against your fellow spellers. You're really competing against the dictionary. And Chris, you know how big the dictionary is. So who knows what is going to happen tonight with that.
Yeah, very much. And I also think, too, I have 2 girls. They're way too young to be in the spelling bee. But the nerves I would have as a parent if my daughter was up on stage, what would you do when the parents get what's going on?
So funny you mentioned that, because some of the parents that we have spoken to here seem more nervous than even the spellers are. It's so funny. A lot of the spellers are like, I was nervous, but then I felt calm once I was on stage. Then you look over at their parents in the audience, and their legs are bouncing, and they have their hands clasped, and they're just kind of waiting with bated breath to see if their child is going to make it to the next round. So in some cases, the kids are more together emotionally over this than some of the parents are. But really, it's a good time out here for everybody. I know that everyone is kind of cheering on these kids because they have made it so far. The final 8 out of 245. And when you think about it, even those 245 made it here were out of thousands of kids across the country and the world. So just even getting to the Bee is a major accomplishment. But being in the finals is really something else.
It'll be really fun to see how it all shakes out tonight in the finals. National correspondent Maya Rodriguez for us live at the scene of the Scripps National Spelling Bee. Thank you. And I want to thank you for joining us on the scene. I'm Chris Stewart, for the audience leaving us. Your local programming's next. You can always check us out on scripsnews.com. And if you're
Endurance. They don't play games. There's no middleman. They're a solid company.
If I didn't have insurance, I would have paid over $7,000 out of pocket to repair my vehicle.
Something is going to break down. Make Endurance pay for it. With Endurance, your car repair costs go way down, while your car's life expectancy goes way up, allowing you to drive more and pay less. One claim alone saved me more than $4,000. I've had 5 claims, and that is $3,500 that I've kept in my pocket.
So, who's going to pay for your next car repair? You or Endurance? Whether you put 10,000 or 100,000 miles a year on your car, if it's less than 20 years old, Endurance has you covered with unlimited miles. Plus, your plan covers 24/7 roadside assistance anywhere in the country. Call right now to get $300 off any claim. Support your car top tier leading benefits, a $10,000 bounty, and all insurance plans include a 30-day money-back guarantee. But you have to act now.
Call 1-833-496-9843. That's 1-833-496-9843.
No one grandpa's better than my dad.
I was voted the world's best grandpa.
But when it came to talking on the phone, Dad was having trouble hearing me. It's time to tell the folks out.
But then my daughter got me Caption Call.
Caption Call is a no-cost service that displays live captioning instantly while you talk on the phone.
Installation was easy. Captain Call sent a technician to my house. He said everything out, showed me how to use it. All I had to do was reach out. Get your confidence back. Try Caption Call today.
Blowing has happened in the wake of the door plug blowing off Alaska Airlines flight earlier this year. that's what is slowing down the process just a bit. It's a local New York thing. If it's been tried in another jurisdiction, there's a good chance that those jury instructions are just going to be printed out and handed to them. But that's something to keep in mind as the jury process goes on. I don't think necessarily you can read too much into the fact that we don't have a print yet. Certainly, the Trump campaign believes the longer this goes, the more likely this could benefit former President Trump. But at the end of the day, it's just kind of a gut feeling. Remember, this is a technical case. We're talking about over 30 felony counts of cases involving the former president. And this is a highly educated jury, someone with legal background. So you shouldn't be necessarily surprised that the jury is doing what they are supposed to do, and that is deliberating. What do we know about how voters feel if Donald Trump comes back and it is a guilty verdict? How that will impact his political It's all about those purplish independent voters in places like Pennsylvania, in places like Milwaukee. Educated jury because you have two lawyers, there's an investment banker on there as well. Who does that favor, the prosecution or the defense?
Probably the defense, because what they want to do is connect all the testimony that they've heard and the evidence that they have seen to the actual charges against Mr. Trump in the context of the legal definitions and the instructions, which is why they wanted those read back to them. So if they were not very intelligent, you'd have some sort of emotional reaction to it. They might say, hey, Donald Trump, we already know about this stuff, therefore he's guilty. But I don't think that's what's happening inside the jury room right now.
What do you think is happening inside the jury room? I know they're on lunch until 2, but once they get back and the deliberations are actually happening.
Yeah, aside from the fine dining that they're getting inside the New York courthouse, I think they're at a stalemate. I would hypothesize that there are some people who are not agreeing with others. If you had to poll them at this particular moment right now, you would either have a hung jury, or you would have some people who are acquittal, some people who are guilty, and some people who just can't decide. And they need the legal instructions, they needed that extra testimony read back to them in order to move the needle. And it's hard to tell if it does. At this point in time, since it is a rather long deliberation lasting up to about 8 hours now, what comes into play are group dynamics, and more specifically personalities. If there's stalemate, if they're a hung jury, if they're split, if there's one or two holdouts, now it comes down to personalities, how rigid they are, and their thought beliefs.
Have listened to weeks of testimony and they come into the deliberation and they say, I think we're playing this, and then suddenly by the end, we're all on the same page. How does that happen?
Yeah, it's really just about personalities and who's going to stay in the camp that they're in and who's going to gain support from other people. And then they look for something to sort of move the needle with the other jurors. And sometimes you've got to go into the legal definitions to get that ammunition. I mean, you got to keep in mind this is a very unique classification of a business record. And if you just walked up to the ordinary person on the street and asked, what exactly does that mean? I don't think that the definition of the pedestrian or layperson is going to equate with the definition that you might find in these legal instructions that the judge has now read to them twice.
I know as we had a jury consultant on last hour sweating out the juries. We're just kind of waiting, thinking about what's happening inside of that jury room. And I know in some ways this may be speculation, but at what point would you say, which day, if we don't have a verdict, that it would appear that a hung jury is possible?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Usually that's going to happen on a Friday, before a long weekend, or just a Friday before a weekend, or right before a holiday. Now, I think there is some sort of mechanism by which the judge can ask them or urge them or provoke them to come to a verdict and break the stalemate, but that's sort of state-by-state, jurisdiction-by-jurisdiction in some places. It's called an Allen tool that many judges can use, whereby he or she would try to encourage agreement among the jury members.
All right, jury consultant Jason Bloom, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And as we have right now on the scene to Washington, D.C., a live flight at the State Department where briefing is expected to begin in the next 5 minutes. We're back after.
Wow, is that really me? Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh my God.
People across the country look and feel years younger in minutes. Here, I don't look 61 in 3 weeks. And this is only because of Plexaderm. Holy, like I look 15 years younger. The instant results are from naturally based silicates. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing the appearance of under eye bags and wrinkles in minutes. So under eye bags and wrinkles make you look tired and older. Try it today for only $14.95 plus get free shipping. Visit PlexadermTrial.com.
And Ryan Berry. And today we're talking about the biggest misconception that is about replacement windows. Okay, with Ted Coons, the marketing manager for Radio by Anderson, is up.
Yeah, one of the big things here from homeowners is I shouldn't need to replace my windows. They're just not that old. Here's the thing. Homeowners put in high-end kitchens, bathrooms, and low-end windows just aren't that good. So even if your windows are only 7 to 10 years old, they may still need to be replaced.
And there's so many window companies out there. What's different about your company?
Well, besides being a full-service replacement window division in the industry, what a company you can tend to call when they're particular about their home. You don't want just any old window, any old install.
So your standards for installers are pretty high, right?
Yeah, Brian, you can have the best window or door in the world, but if it's not installed correctly, it's gonna fail. So, you know, I have these jack-of-all-trades installers, you gutter inside and inside. Our window installation teams install windows year in, year out, and then thousands of them.
Anytime a homeowner has to deal with multiple home improvement companies, you get stuck with what you need.
Yeah, other companies, if there's an issue, the manufacturer wins the installer brings the manufacturer. Because there's no finger pointing or blaming each other, we'll go with the installer and the manufacturer.
Is it easy for a homeowner to get started?
Really easy. And then we'll give you an exact price that's good for an entire year.
Hey, that's great information. Thank you.
Before May 31st, buy one window.
Quack, quack, quack.
We're going to show you some video of that raid, showing police taking down the tents and barricades put up by students. Wayne State just recently transitioned to remote classes until further notice because of the
I think I got this one right.
protesters here, like others across the country, do have demands. They want the university to issue a statement on the first ceasefire in Gaza. We're on the scene as well in Texas, and it is going to be this weekend before a long couple of days for people there. But more storms, they are on the way today, unfortunately, and that could slow down the crews as well. So take a look at the radar right now. What Texans are up against. You can see those storms moving in. You can see the areas that are red. The danger zone. They're headed towards North Texas yet again. Now, major hail storm slammed the Lone Star State yesterday, and several inches of hail fell in the city of Maryland, Texas. They made it look much more like winter than the end of spring. The sheriff's office had to tell people to stay off the road because there's so much to arrange. I just wasn't prepared.
No, but your mother was.
Yeah.
Your family prepared for the financial from day one.
I didn't think you would be able to get a life insurance policy on your fixed income.
With United of Omaha, all these policies kick off the 38 cents a month. With the lifetime guarantee, Larry is locked into life.
Fuel could cost more than $9,000, and prices rise each year. Have you all prepared your family to pay for these expenses when you're gone? With one call, in as little as 5 minutes, you can qualify for up to $25,000 in life insurance coverage.
Just like your mom. Taking care of us, even after you're gone.
Help take care of your loved ones after you're gone with the guaranteed acceptance life insurance policy from United of Omaha today. 800-701-1954. That's 800-701-1954. 800-701-1954. Call today. Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. Our firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, thousands with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them against those responsible. We have local offices throughout the U.S. Mesothelioma really is all we do, and there is no risk to you. Let us put a plan in place for you and your family. Call us at 800-872-5645 or I'm curious if you think education is going to play a big role in the 2024 election.
As long as teachers and parents move forward to vote, education will always be a serious election topic. Viewers and fund library, parents should be included in their children's education. They are the future of this country.
Scripps News Report. The White House. Tonight at 9:30, 8:30 Central. Only on Scripps News.
Back out on the scene, live look at 4 events we're following right now. We're expecting the State Department to begin at any moment. Vice President Harris at the U.S. Air Force Academy shaking the hands of graduates as they enter the U.S. Air Force and Space Force as commissioned officers. The FAA is expected to hold a news conference Thursday presenting a plan to address safety concerns. The FAA ordered the company to do that 90 days ago today. The 90 days since they were at and Wall Street well, down there in the Dow thus far, but still Minority Leader Mitch McConnell expressed the need to increase defense spending. He spoke about it while visiting a National Guard base in Frankfurt. President Day is called after the run-up to World War II. Here's some of what he said in this
That's clearly not going to happen again. This time,
That's
over Taiwan and record inflation here at home. My point here is we've seen all of this play out. We've seen what's needed to preserve our community. What's needed to stop the building. You do that for the people. For the first time since the Cold War, we live in an era big time business. We're all working together. Government access. Killing 3 soldiers and wounding several. Okay. Iran.
unmanned area system, completing the joint force headquarters here in Frankfurt. We're constructing a new training range. You, our service members, the capabilities you need. Takes time. To produce the national security supplemental, which became law last month. We will not market the that. But we did finally do the right thing. Did the resources to counter our national security while redoing our defense industrial base here at home. Many of the country's suppliers stand to benefit from these investments. From the high-quality munitions that Bluegrass Army has
Senate GOP leader in November, the longest serving Senate leader in history. I want to thank you for joining us. I'm Chris Stewart for the audience with us. The local programming is next. If you're staying with us, we're also headed to Ray on the scene. And here is images courtesy of Earth Cam. As you look at the radar, Sunshine State right now. You look here, weather, lots of places like Texas, Louisiana, but right now, all here.
I know what you're thinking. What if I don't have one of these amazing stores in my town yet? Can I get these phones sent to me?
Yes, you can.
Well, our award-winning customer service help me switch over or analyze for $15 to make my own payment plan.
Of course they will. And for a limited time,
input. And I would also just say is that we stand by the National Security Memorandum 20 report. We are not an administration or a department that twists the facts, and allegations that we have are unfounded. But this is, as any report and any process that is undertaken, also a process deliberative, and they involve inputs from people at a variety of seniority and extra.
Thank you. I have a question.
Part of the overall broader maritime corridor has proven to be crucial delivering supplies, and we expect that the repair and the re-anchoring of this pier to come as swiftly as possible. And my colleagues in the Department of Defense are working around the clock, as is others across the interagency to get that to happen. There is, of course, the warehouse in Cyprus. There is the Port of Ashdod. There are facilities on the beach side and other counties like that. We think that those will provide options for the humanitarian aid communities. And so we're continuing to consult with donor countries, the government of Israel, and other interlocutors on what might be feasible. But I don't have a new process of notes.
Part of this pier has been crucial to distribute aid to Gaza. In fact,
Sorry, we're listening there to the State Department State Briefing. We'll continue to monitor that. But I'm now going to go on scene to the update where its Administrator Mike Whitaker is now talking about the agency's efforts to hold Boeing accountable for some of these safety issues that company has seen. Let's listen.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. In the immediate aftermath of the January 5th plug door incident, the FAA took unprecedented steps to increase the oversight of Boeing. That meant everything from more safety inspectors in the facilities to increased oversight of the production process. Importantly, we have production of the 737 MAX until these issues are resolved. Today, in response to our request in February, Boeing provided us their roadmap for continuous improvement. We just wrapped up a 3-hour meeting to review it and talk about future implementation. We underscored that they must follow through on implementing corrective actions and transform their safety culture. This is a guide for a new way for Boeing to do business. The FAA will make sure that Boeing makes lasting changes using all the tools at their disposal. I made it clear to Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun and other senior leaders that this plan does not mark the end of our increased oversight of Boeing and its suppliers, but the beginning of the next chapter. We will not approve production increases beyond the current cap until we're satisfied. Bottom line, we will continue to make sure every airplane that comes off the line is safe and reliable, regardless of how many planes Boeing builds. We need to see a strong and unwavering commitment to safety and quality that endures over time. This is about systemic change, and there's a lot of work to be done. Our goal is to make sure that Boeing makes the necessary changes and has the right tools in place to sustain those changes. Boeing has laid out their roadmap, and now they need to execute. First and foremost, Boeing is now required to have a mandatory safety management system, which will ensure a structured, repeatable, systematic approach to identify hazards and manage risk. They have also committed to increasing employee training and communication, strengthening the anonymous reporting system that employees can use without fear of reprisal, boosting supplier oversight, making sure that things happen in the right sequence at every step of production, and getting more input from users of the system, including pilots. The FAA will provide oversight at every step of the process. We certify every 737 MAX before it can be put in service, and we will continue to do so. We will also provide enhanced oversight of Boeing and its suppliers. Practically speaking, this means more safety inspectors in the Boeing and Spirit facilities, more feedback from company employees to gauge the effectiveness of change, additional inspections at critical points of the production process, and monitoring metrics to identify areas of concern. Safety is a team sport. Everyone has a role to play. Employees must do their part, and we will be there to make sure they do that. I appreciate you being here today, and I'm happy to answer some questions. Bless you.
Can you say why this plan is not being qualified by a review?
It's my understanding that Boeing is going to publish details about the plan and make those available. That is their plan to provide for we are on plan to oversee their plan, but it's their plan, so I think they should talk to them.
What does that look like? What should we be doing to make dealing with increased rates and then also
What this plan does is it includes a series of initiatives, programs for change management throughout the company, and it also includes 6 very distinctive key performance metrics that we'll be able to monitor in real time. So those 6 KPIs, as they're referred to, are really our dashboard to see how they're doing from a safety perspective. So we'll have a number of things in addition to those KPIs, culture surveys, and we'll have, of course, boots on the ground at the factory. So we'll have a I think the flying public should feel that we're increasing our aircraft right now coming out off the line. So we're ensuring that those airplanes are safe. We've increased our oversight, and Boeing taking feedback from employees, and the metrics that are telling us are there mistakes being made, how they're managing those mistakes. System has to be robust. The training of employees has to be sufficient. And this plan Ready to go?
We need to go get better with longer appointment times. Same day and next
Even someone helped me understand my Medicare benefits. They all work together. But we not to mention a 24/7 patient support line. We customized the plan for him, and we can do the same for
Their needs.
no insurance. They all your medical records and health history. So she can do
on Wall Street is down right now. You can see the Dow Jones having another tough day, closed down yesterday. And now back to the FAA. Administrator Mike Whitaker holding
they're producing at a level lower than the cap. So we will watch these metrics and work with them over time to understand how these changes to the safety management system and the quality management system are progressing. And with these KPIs, we will use that as a dashboard to give us a fundamental picture of whether they're in the right zone. So if you think about your car instruments telling you if your water temperature is in the right zone, we want to see the right zone across the line to make sure that the system is actually running safely. I am familiar with it. I've had a briefing, and we're looking into that, and we will thoroughly investigate that. It's the same capacity that it's been for quite a while, but having said that, we're going to look at all the cost factors that might be involved. Thanks. So we've always had significant staffing for oversight, but it was more focused on an audit approach to oversight rather than having actual inspectors in the building. So we've changed that model from audit to audit plus, if you will, where we have inspectors as well as audit. Hands-on and also talking to persons and getting a more accurate picture of what's happening. Well, it's hard to speculate precisely, but certainly having inspectors on the floor gives us much better insight into what's actually happening on the floor. And the event of January 5th has highlighted some deficits in the quality and safety management systems at Boeing, and so we've got to big focus on ensuring that those change before we get exposure.
That's FAA Administrator Whitaker. Any questions after he spoke about the plan that Boeing has put forth, that the FAA asked for Boeing to address the safety concerns, and we continue to monitor the questions that he's seeing right now. That's the next break. We are monitoring as well. This is a live look at the State Department, but I'll tell you, Deputy Spokesperson for the State Department taking questions from your end.
Catch the debrief starting at 7. Then at 8, get ahead of the headlines with America Tonight. And at 9, Scripps News Line. Explore the stories that deserve the deeper conversation. Scripps News.
If you're covered by both Medicare and Medicaid, it is time to get to know the easy-to-use United Healthcare U-Card. It's a member ID card that can help give you more of what matters, and it's all yours automatically when you join a United Healthcare U-Complete plan. With this plan and your U-Card, you'll get more benefits to help you on top of what original Medicare covers. All at no extra cost. To learn more, give us a call. We can tell you about plans in your area. With your U-Card in hand, you can use the credit union every month to pay for healthy meals and over-the-counter supplies at thousands of retailers nationwide or online. Use your U-Card to pay for all your
support, making your healthcare easier to manage. Ready to help and make sure you have more of what matters to you. See why more people on Medicare and Medicaid choose dual complete than any other dual plan. And with the United Healthcare U-Card. As part of your plan, it helps pay for healthy food, over-the-counter needs, even utilities, all at no additional cost. So call us today. Learn about United Healthcare and how to get more of what matters to you. Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. Our firm's been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them against those responsible. We have local offices. Let us put a plan in place for you and your family. Call now. Call us at 800-642.
Multiple places right now. We're taking a live look at the down so far. Also in the red right now. Markets closed 4 p.m. Eastern. We're expecting the Pentagon. But the safety plan together and present it to the FAA. But we're going to head to the State Department right now.
Investigation represented that 11 years in American weapon, JBU 39.
It just don't jive.
And high profile officials like the former
It just don't jive.
The diplomacy and we're focused on doing everything we can to put the end, secure a ceasefire that is coupled with the release of hostages, a ceasefire that can be coupled with an additional influx of humanitarian aid, one that ensures Palestinians in Gaza are protected, have their humanitarian needs met, a ceasefire that will help a vision for the post-conflict of Gaza, a Gaza that can no longer be a springboard terror, and a Gaza where Palestinians in a separate state, Israelis, can live with equal measures of security and prosperity. That's what we're focused on.
Can I just follow up?
Sure, and I'm going to go to Abby because she's had her hand up patiently. Unless Abby wants to go, I'll let you.
I mean, why can't you comment on whether or not this was a US bomb? Is that not a policy, or is it because?
We just can't speak to individual weapons loadouts on Israeli aircraft. That's something for us to speak to. This was not a U.S. operation, and we are not. We don't have boots on the ground as it relates to this conflict. And I will let the IDF speak to their investigations and their findings. Broadly, of course, the United States has a broad and robust security relationship with the government of Israel. That is certainly no secret. But when it comes to speaking you to our partners in Israel to speak to that.
I mean, Matt, you're very spokesman of the US government. If this was a US weapon, there's been obviously
there during the daily briefing. I want to thank you for joining us on the scene.
It just don't die.
For example, you could do a gliding window instead of a casement. We have a lot of ways to make window projects moving forward.
Oh well.
Compared to other window
It's lunchtime.
completely different.
Let's see the verdicts come back.
With other companies, there's just too many people involved in the process. There's the manufacturer, the seller, and then the
Has the verdict come back?
And if you call with a problem, that's when they say, "Oh, well, we're the manufacturer. You have to call the installer for that problem," or vice versa. We're the full-service replacement window division of Anderson. With us, there's no passing the buck. At Renewal by Anderson, we sell, build, install, and warrant our windows and patio doors. So if there's ever an issue, we take full responsibility for it.
Why don't you sell by the windows?
It doesn't matter if it's a $200 window or a $1,200 window. A lot of our windows just don't last. Energy efficiency and beauty, there's a much better option. Our windows fibrous composite material is available in 9 designer colors and is much more
coverage.
Just like your mom, taking care of us even after she's gone.
Help take care of your loved ones after you're gone with a guaranteed acceptance life insurance policy from United of Omaha today.
Call 800-940-8614. That's 800-940-8614. 800-940-8614. Call today.
This is David's look of joy, and this is his John Deere Z530M mower that delivers precision, speed, comfort, and a feeling we couldn't possibly put into words. You just have to get in the seat.
I'm Jonathan Lawson, here to tell you about life insurance through the Colonial Penn program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps of life insurance on a fixed budget are price, price, and price. A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
I'm 54. What's my price?
You can get coverage for $9.95 a month.
Yeah, I believe that.
I'm 65 and take medications. What's my price?
Also $9.95 a month. $9.95 a month for you too. If you're age 50 to 85, call now about the #1 most popular whole life insurance plan available through the Colonial Penn program. Options start at $9.95 a month. No medical exam, no health questions. Your acceptance is guaranteed. And this plan has a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, so your rate can never go up for any reason. So call now for free information, and you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. And it's yours free, just for calling. So call now for free information.
Call 1-800-680-2288 for your free information and your free gift. That's 1-800-680-2288.
Don't wait. 1-800-680-2288. Call now.
She runs
What's all these quirky commercials, man?
These number twos are perfect. He's a brand new dog all in less than a year.
When people switch their dog's food from kibble to the farmer's dog, they often say that it feels like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply fresh meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of dried pellets. Just food made for the health of dogs, delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do.
It is good to be back with you for this second hour of Chris Jansing Reports. At this hour, we're listening for that courtroom bell. There have already been 3 notes from the jury in Donald Trump's hush money trial, including one that led some key testimony to being read back to them today. Will that help them move along deliberations? Plus, a former president trying to pass the time. Donald Trump now has a TV in his waiting room along with his phone, and he's posting a lot on social media, railing against what he calls a ridiculous case. Getting some backup. Donald Trump's VP contenders look to score points with complaints about the jury instructions. Only problem? They flubbed a critical detail. And the long road to a verdict. A big board breakdown of all the steps the jury needs to
bring you the journalism associated with this
Commercial break my ass.
My colleague Alex Miller is inside communicating
inside the courthouse for us once again. Walk us through what the jury wanted to hear.
They wanted to hear 4 separate things when it came to testimony. 3 things with David Pecker's
this morning during this
to David Pecker. They were considering and wanted to hear testimony of an
engaged that she had seen the jury.
In his opinion on the Karen McDougal situation, saying, in fact, and I'm paraphrasing,
this jury is deliberating. They're doing what they are charged to do.
Trump should pay Karen McDougal to make the story go away. Donald Trump saying, again, all these stories, they always come out. David Pecker said, I think you should pay for this one. Donald Trump.
Behind you as well.
I'll get Michael Cohen on it. He'll get back to you on that. Another one was about buying Karen McDougal.
Players in Trump world.
In which there was back and forth between David Pecker and Michael Cohen as well. Agreement when it came to buying her life rights. Michael Cohen saying the boss is going to be.
How would you characterize how the Trump
Yeah, screw this place.
using this unique situation?
All right, gotta go to lunch. So we'll see you then after the break. And I hope you'll come back. Bye bye bye.
We certainly had a few of their top
Bye bye bye.
Press Secretary Krage Koyotaol IV, Scripps News, just a few.